broke. So forget that the nation's debt is ballooning, right? These guys just cannot stop gorging. David Maney says it's disgusting. Gretchen Hamel says it's not much better. Gretchen, what do you make of this?
Well, you know, I'm a farm and ranch girl, and I'm probably going to get in trouble back home for saying this, but this bill is filled with a lot of pork. And when we're $17 trillion in debt, you can't have a bill pass like this and pass in a bipartisan manner it did. It shows no fiscal responsibility of those in Washington, but even more so, it's creating this problem, this systemic problem that we have across the nation of more and more people and agencies and departments within our economy wanting to depend on the government for money. And that's taxpayer money.
All right. Now, David, one of the things they brag about in this, or at least Republicans have, is that, they've combined, what had been 12 related programs into 5. What they leave out is they're still spending the same amount of money.
Well, it's not just that. Look, every one of these things, when the government steps in to fix a market, we're going to control this market, we're going to step on this lever, we're going to move this thing over here, we're going to promote this product, we're going to market more sheep. All of it distorts markets, free markets. And free markets are what bring efficiency and have historically made the U.S. economy the beacon of the world. Here, what you get is the government trying to step in the way, which inevitably can only make those markets less efficient, which means more consumers paying more out of their wallets while we watch money go to sheep marketing subsidies. I mean,
they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. That's what they're doing. But, Gretchen, I'm all for understanding cynically that Washington, each party has its sacred cows. And by the way, this does cover cows. But we have to realize that, what's valuable to you, Senator, we don't have the money, Senator. So we're going to have to make some tough choices. And I really think it's incumbent on both parties to make those tough choices. And in this environment, you're going to have to leave out the catfish. In this environment, you're going to have to cool it on the Christmas trees. You're going to have to really pick and choose your battles. And I think in a nation that is just flat broke, you're just picking and choosing your pork.
Yeah, there's pork all in this, and like you said, every state has its ag product that it supports and that it wants money for. But, just as much as we need energy independence, we have ag independence right now. We are able to sustain ourselves as a nation with the food that we have, and we need to be able to continue that. So what we need to do is have a farm bill that is real farm policy that goes back to the basics of what a farm bill should do, and that is to provide a safety net for those farmers, less than 2% of all Americans,
the people who need it
every day.
Bingo, the people who need it.
Yes, absolutely. The people who need it. And
I'll tell you, Dave, I'm going to get emails from people who say, oh, yeah, but you say nothing about the $4 billion we provide oil companies and the subsidies. If anyone's a regular viewer of this show,
I say the same thing.
I say the same thing. I've said on this show, I don't think any company that's making money hand over fist needs to get a subsidy. At least all the oil guys that said that, so just dismiss that argument. This idea of coddling industries that don't need it, of looking after causes that really aren't worth it, I think we just have to make some tough decisions in an environment, Dave, as you say, where we don't have a lot of money to throw around. In fact, we have no money to throw around. We're not doing that. So a pox on Republicans and Democrats alike.
Well, I would agree with that. Look, you can say this is how Washington works and this is how the government works. And there's an element of truth to that. But by God, it's not a good way to work.
No.
And I do know that in an environment where we're saying, well, how about if we get them involved in healthcare? How about if we get them involved in financial services? How about if we get them involved in energy policy? How about if we get them involved in every aspect of our lives? I look at it and say, you know what? Let the market work.
Yeah. Well, as the cows would say, we've got to move on. Okay.
That's bad.
I try.
That's just bad.
It is. You're right. You're right. Meanwhile,